Yeah, welcome to the HExagon TV series, Instrumentation Fit for the New Challenge. My name is Frank Joop. I have a great panel here. I'll do a quick introduction. We got John Dressel from Fluor, Fred Pollard, Syncrude. We got Ursula Mika from Shell, and we got Guy Mason from Intergraph. Yeah, so I'd like to talk a little bit about the challenges in instrument engineering and the solutions that we have to offer today. So maybe Fred, I'm going to ask you first. What do you see as the biggest challenge for an instrument engineer and designer? Where is he spending most of his time, and what is he most struggling with when you do a project these days?
I think the most time is spent within the instrument data sheets. There seems to be a lot of rework. You start something and you go back to it time and time again, and then when you're trying to compare multiple data sheets, so using SPI, there's a lot of value in the browsers and the buffers, and you can see, you can do quite queries to find the stuff.
Yeah. John?
Yeah, data loading is probably where most of it comes in. Engineers spend their time on the data sheets, and designers spend most of their time loading wiring data and that type of stuff. So a lot of effort is put into the data loading into the SPI database.
Right. Yeah, the reason I'm asking is, I try to see, what are the challenges so we can address the challenges, in these times. So, okay, we just released a new version of SmartPlant Instrumentation 2016. So, maybe for you, Ursula, on the receiving end of this, being the owner. What do you see as the largest, business benefit from this new version that just came out? You had some opportunity to play around with that a little bit, I believe. So.
I still have to think how big a benefit that will be, but it will be a huge mind change, just because people have to get used to on how to get the data, how to get the reports from new SPI 2016. So the new EDE, the data editor, will be actually a challenge of thinking, how do I retrieve the report? How do I do this and that? So new logical approach will have to probably help the user community and find out how much of customization they will do. Try not to avoid too much. Use most of the out-of-the-box, which Intergraph provided.
Right. Do you think actually that capabilities or other capabilities in this version will actually change the work process to some extent? Will change the way that you use the application, or not?
Not
so much.
No, not the work processes. I don't see that. The data sheet will still be the key point. That from the project up to operation, this is the main key. The data sheet, the drawing, that will still remain. How to pull that and how to pull the specific data, that will change the method. Right.
Now, Guy, you are the product owner, so you've been working on this product for a long time. So what is your favorite functionality that you brought to the market in this version?
Well, this was a big version. There were a lot of functionalities, so if I have to go and screw through all of them, I would say the query builder. Mainly because Fred just mentioned that querying is one of the biggest benefits for the users. So the query builder will give the users absolute freedom to create his own view and to get all the information straight up without using any explicit things or cumbersome methods. Just know what you want, get out it, have a table and use it.
Right. So this is also in the whole context of easier to use, you feel?
Yeah. The user experience.
The usability, the user experience?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Ursula, using SmartPlant Instrumentation in operation is a little bit different, I guess, than for John using it on a project. What do you see are the main tasks that you can use SmartPlant Instrumentation for when you are in an operational phase of a project?
Well, first of all, the demand changes depends on the activities in the field. Yeah. So if we have a turnaround or a shutdown,
Yeah.
There will be a huge demand for reports.
Right.
Getting that on a mobile device would be a huge benefit. Any time of the time you give an intelligent device and people can retrieve the reports from any EDE reports.
Right.
Perfect. That's what we
Great.
want. That's what we're after.
Does SmartPlant Instrumentation plays a role also in the safety of the plant and the compliance?
In some degree, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, but we have other systems as well, and mainly DCS. It controls the alarms and everything else. So.
Yeah. Now, one time, you have to go from one version to another version, and you have to upgrade. And I know, Fred, that you have some experience and views, and maybe you can say a few words about upgrading from one to another.
The upgrading is definitely a challenge. If you've got limited data in the database, it's not too tricky. But if you have a large deployment with lots of users, it's run like a project. You schedule the outage, you test it. The people that are involved in the upgrade process, they really need to know the steps involved in doing the upgrade and the expected results. So after the upgrade, there's probably just as much work checking to make sure the upgrade was successful prior to giving it back to the user group. So the 2009 upgrade was quite a step change, and I expect this one will be
the same.
I think but I'm hoping the results will be as stable, right? 2009 is extremely stable, and we're looking forward to moving to 2016.
Yeah. I think in the future, upgrading and delivering software will change because that we have this big move to the cloud.
Right.
So, John, you see as an engineering contractor that moving these solutions into the cloud.
Yeah, we've done a couple projects in the cloud, and the benefits of working in a cloud environment are just unsurpassed as far as having all the servers in the same place. The communications between the systems is so much quicker. The time lag is much less. It's just a much better way of distributing software out to the users. The other thing we're a global company. We do work 24/7 around the clock. So having users from all over the world being able to plug into that same cloud and work in a continuous mode is invaluable to project execution. So, and the fact that it's moving into the cloud environment with the new version, especially with 32-bit programming and the 64-bit programming, is helping us a lot because we're moving into the higher levels of Oracle and those platforms as well. So yes, it's a big benefit.
Yeah, I think also for you as an end user, the same as for Ursula, you don't want to be worrying about the tool and set up the tool. You just want to use it, know. And I think this cloud will hopefully facilitate that a lot. So, I mean, there is new technology coming up with instruments. You maybe go wireless. You're not using the traditionally 40 to 200 milliamp and the wiring and everything. So, Guy, do we do anything to help with the documentation of this new technology? Maybe, let's say, wireless or bus technology?
So, first of all, we do support the next technology after the 420 was the field bus and the Profibus. So in that regard, we have major step changes. I think we are the only tool actually supports field bus to the full extent. Moreover, now we support it fully in the 2016 release, also in Project As-Built. So now you have full capability of taking your field bus instrumentation from the project level into the As-Built with freedom. This is something that should be should empower this technology to be used more and more. Regarding wireless, we have still a way to go. We have an interim solution which can serve the current crowd, but and we do have it on our roadmap to make sure that we support it fully, the same as we do to field bus.
Yeah. Okay. Now you mentioned, Ursula, already a little bit about it would be great to have the data on a mobile device. So the portal that is coming and in connecting to SmartPlant Instrumentation, you see that as a big plus for using the data in the field with operations?
Definitely. Everything is after efficiency. So we want to be more efficient. We want to have the intelligent data, everything at the fingertips of the operator or the maintenance person. That's the key. It's got to be accurate. It's got to be quick. and available at all times,
Right.
without going back to the office, trying to
Yeah.
print something. So
Yeah.
that's the key, going mobile. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
going mobile, and then maybe even if the data is in the cloud, and you have a central master data, everybody's looking at the same data. That will be, I think,
That's
a good thing, right?
Real-time data, accurate data.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So integration is important. You know, Intergraph has always talked about integration and so on. So if we want to integrate SmartPlant instrumentation, for instance, with 3D for cable management, you guys see there a big benefit in there, Fred? You see that?
Absolutely. That for SPY we need the cables to generate our loop drawings, but in the full spectrum of the electrical group, it's such a small amount of information that we kind of get lost, but it's critical to us, and electrical will buy and pull the cables. So talking about the same cable in both systems is super important, yes.
Super important.
Yeah.
Also, I guess, for you then, John.
Yeah, actually, integration is becoming super critical for us because we're now required to model so much more information than we were a few years ago, with our material being pulled out of the model, our construction work packages being pulled out of the model. Everything from SPI has to be pushed into the model, not just inlines and not just wiring. Now we're expected to put tubing and everything else in the model, and our material requirements in the model. So being able to integrate to the model, and integration back all the way back to the P&IDs is important, so we have a good source of information and we have data consistency throughout all the tools is extremely important. The new to-do list for integration is going to save us a tremendous amount of time. The old to-do lists were rather cumbersome to use, and the new version has got a much more superior mechanism for doing the to-do list and maintaining the integration, the quality of the integration, and moving information to and from the other tools.
Great. So one question for you, Guy. Who you see as the future users of SmartPlant instrumentation? You think there will be a different type of users that we're getting for the tool? Now we're enhancing not only the capabilities but also the usability.
As the mobility, the cloud applications, the smartphones came up, people are getting more restless and less willing to wait. So, and I think this is also will be the next generation of engineering. The ones that are currently in colleges or junior engineers, they will come up and they will want to consume the same data with the same way that they do from other applications, from apps. They would like to consume also instrumentation from the field, from everywhere. So I think this is the way to go. It is the way to go to the cloud.
Cloud, and it's going to be faster. And
yeah.
Cool. All right. So, anything you like to add? What you see as a challenge for using instrumentation these days, and what we can do better and different with the applications that we have now, or before we have to close up?
Just only one thing. It's different in operations than it is in the projects.
Right.
It's much easier under the project to keep everything under control. Nice. When it comes to the operation, when you have different locations in different countries, then we see the customization gets out of hand sometimes. And that's a subject that needs to be more controlled.
Right.
I would welcome an auditing feature in SPI at some point in time.
It's coming.
Thank you. So that's what I wanted to point out as the biggest challenge. When going to the cloud, we would like to actually pull that closer together to come to a common template, common way of using that tool.
Okay, cool. All right, appreciate it. Fred, any closing remarks or?
Well, I think I have to agree with Ursula, right? If we can get, and with Guy as well, if we can put the tablet into the people that are operating the plant and they find a change and they can immediately mark it up and send it into SPI, we can keep the data current. Our current work processes are all focused around document handling and document management, and that's a lengthy, laborious project, right? It's much easier if we could do it quicker with the data.
Okay, well, I guess we have to wrap it up. Our time is up. I would like to thank the panel for their input. Very interesting, and thank you very much. And I will thank you for watching this episode. If you want to have more information about SmartPlant Instrumentation, you can go to the Intergraph.com, and also for more of the HExagon TV episodes, just look at the HExagontv.com website. So with that, I would like to thank you.